From the city that never sleeps, New York, a city built under bright lights and off the hustle and energy of 13 million of the hardest working people from around the world. This is Heavy Muscle TV. Now, let's go into the RX Muscle Studios and join your host, Dave Palumbo, and the RX Muscle crew.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Heavy Muscle TV show. It's July 1st, 2015, and we're here live in the RX Muscle Studios in Westbury, New York. And I'm sitting here with my co-host, Sid Faruqi, who is fasting right now because it is Ramadan. I know as we get towards the 7, 8 o'clock point, you're kind of a little on edge because you haven't eaten or drank anything all day.
I turn a little grumpy. Yeah. But then again, I'm always grumpy, especially when it gets late in the evening. You've noticed that lately,
because you don't
right?
eat even when you're not on Ramadan.
Exactly. When I'm not even fasting, I don't eat. So there's really not much of a departure from that.
Now, Sid, what do people do, like on Ramadan? Is there like a traditional way to break fast every day? Or do you kind of just eat what you want?
Well, the universal is to eat a date, right? Dates are, age back to really the ancient times.
Right.
So that's sort of the universally agreed upon thing. But then you go culture by culture. Every culture has their own thing. There are certain cultures that'll break fast with something very light, with soup, fruit, vegetables, whatever. And then they'll have dinner, maybe 30, 45 hour later. Whereas in our culture, it's basically eat a lot.
Yeah.
Take maybe a 20-minute break, and then eat a lot again.
And then fall asleep.
I
got you.
That's about it, yeah.
Now, for bodybuilders, they have to be a little more strategic because they have to try to jam like 4 or 5 meals in within, how many hours of nighttime?
It depends on the geography, but let's say in New York, you break fast at about 8:30, and now you have about till 3:45 a.m., in which time you could eat.
Oh, right? Really? The sun comes up at 3:45?
Doesn't it?
I don't know. I'm not up that early.
All right.
I'm usually going to sleep around.
But interestingly enough, not granted. Again, this topic comes up not just in bodybuilding, but athletes around the world, professional athletes, that follow Ramadan, and it's always a debate whether or not they're going to fast, whether or not they should fast. Right? Like the World Cup was last year during Ramadan. There were teams like Algeria.
Right.
And there were many players. They played Germany in the round of 16. Many of them were fasting.
They were starving.
They were probably exactly more relevant, obviously, to this industry. Yeah. Big Rami is observing the fast.
He is observing.
Yes, that's been on George. George Farah, of course. Well, friend of the show, he mentioned that he was fasting during this month.
That could be George. It could be lying, too. But I want to just say, first of all, we have a fantastic show. It might be one of the best shows of all time as we're approaching show number 100. I believe this is show 94 or 95. We're getting closer to the magic 100 mark on Heavy Muscle TV. But this show's got a star-studded cast, and sometimes things just happen perfectly. All the stars align themselves. We have Chris ACETO here. He's on the line waiting. He's got kids screaming in his house. We're going to get to him in a few seconds. We have Kevin Jordan, who's going to be making his pro debut at the Chicago Pro this weekend. We also have the one and only John Delarosa on the show, and he's always a great guest, and he's got a lot of energy, and I know he's looking forward to making his 2015 debut at in Chicago this weekend. We also have a very special surprise. We have twins. I like to say 2 is always better than 1, especially when it comes to women, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We have Erica and Sondra Blockman, and they're going to be coming on. We have a special announcement to make. Erica just came off a second-place finish in women's physique, and Sondra is going to be doing the USA Championships in the NPC division, trying to get her pro card. Also, very, very last-minute special guest coming into the studio. He's a good friend of ours. He's a friend of mine. I want to thank him also, and he'll be here very shortly. He is Mike O'Hearn, Mr. Titan himself, the gladiator of gladiators, and he brought his companion sidekick. You'll meet him in a little bit as well. But let's get right to Chris ACETO, because Chris is on the line. Chris, how's it going over there in Maine?
We got to talk fast. It's going.
Are you getting rumblings in the bedroom of the children?
No, I'm babysitting, so I'm 25 feet from a child with a truck.
This Chris ACETO segment, by the way, is sponsored by Quest Nutrition, and Quest Nutrition sent us some great samples. We're going to do a little taste testing a little later. We got some brand new flavors of their protein powder. We want to thank Quest Nutrition. Now, Chris, the Chicago Pros coming up this weekend. Stacked lineup. A lot of your clients in the show. A couple of mine in the show. Let's talk about it. John Delarosa making his 2015 debut. He's probably the highest placing guy in the lineup coming into this event. How's he looking, and what should we expect from him this coming weekend?
I mean, he's big and round. You know, is he peeled? No. I mean, he's probably never been peeled. But, you know, he's big and round, and it's, you know, you got to see him, I guess, next to the other guys, how they compare. You know, he's got the front double, the front lat spread. That's impressive. You know, big square shoulders. You know, his quads are big.
Is that Big Rami I hear in the backdrop?
No, that's
Little Rami.
That's not Big Rami. That's big. Get that TV show with Dave Palumbo over before I ruin this house.
Let's talk about Akeem Williams, who finished third 2 weeks ago in Dallas. He's made some amazing strides. He was over 255 pounds on stage. We talked about him reminding us a little of Victor Richards when he was up and coming. How do you think Akeem Williams will do in this lineup against the likes of Delarosa? Obviously, also Kevin Jordan making his pro debut. We have Brad Rowe in the lineup. Talk to me about Akeem Williams and what you like about him.
You know, Akeem, you know, I think I was the one who said he looked like Victor Richards. You know, he's the most dangerous guy in the lineup. You know, he's the, you know, he's potentially like a future freak in the IFBB. You know, he's got a little Coleman-esque to him. He's just freaky, you know, and there's not a lot of freaky bodybuilders around. So he's got the freaky enough mass where if the judging panel likes mass, and I know a lot of judges love mass, you know, I mean, it was Jay Cutler who said, you know, in Brazil, when we were talking about who was going to win, him or Ramy, the first thing out of Ramy or Cedric, you know, the first thing out of Jay's mouth, which was very convincing, was, you know, it's a muscle contest. And what he meant by that is Ramy wins. Yeah. You know, so Akeem reminds me of Ramy in the sense that he's just freaky, you know. And there's not, like I said, not a lot of guys who are freaks, and a lot of judges still love freaks. I do too, you know.
I do too as well. One of the most dangerous competitors in the lineup, last-minute entrant, Michael Lockett, who actually finished second behind Akeem Williams when Akeem Williams won his pro card at the North American Championships 2 years ago. He'll be in this lineup. Last minute, he comes in, Chris. The guy has gained 13 pounds of muscle since his last show. He dieted for 2 weeks for this show, and I guarantee he'll probably be the hardest guy in the lineup. Is Michael Lockett one of the most gifted, you know, bodybuilders in the IFBB right now?
I mean, he's gifted if he can gain 13 pounds. If he can gain 5 pounds of muscle since his last show, he's gifted. I mean, people don't gain 5 pounds in 5 years.
You're right.
So,
right. How does he finish in this lineup?
And certainly there's people, he'll be harder than people who've dieted 25 weeks. Right. So I guess, you know, Phil Heath is the gift. Michael Lockett might be, the consolation package for the gift. But, you know, I mean, he's clearly talented. He's not done many shows, so that means his stage presence is going to be awkward and weird. But it doesn't matter because he's freaky and he's very dangerous in the show.
He's one of those guys that you don't want to see in the lineup. When you see him backstage, you're just like, oh man, he's here, because you never know what you're going to get with Lockett. You can get, you know, gold, or you can get, you know, silver. You never get anything worse than silver, though, with him. And so he's always, you know, I think he's got to be considered a serious top 5 guy, maybe higher. Let's talk a little bit about Kevin Jordan, because Kevin Jordan waited 2 years to make his pro debut. Probably a good idea. Worked on a lot of his weak body parts, his legs. You know, at the NPC Nationals when he won the overall, he told me in the interview, the exit interview, he said, you know, I don't really train that hard. I asked him, you know, there's a rumor you don't train hard. He's like, I don't, but I'm going to step my game up. He looks like he stepped his game up. How could he do in this lineup, do you think, especially being that this is his first pro show ever?
Give him a ton of problems, and so will Akeem, because he's somewhere between like a heavy and a super. He's a very good bodybuilder, but he's thin compared to Akeem. And if Lockett gained 3 pounds, let alone 13, he may be on the thin side next to Lockett. You know, I think they both have leg problems in terms of, you know, thigh sweep. So he's he doesn't have as much mass as these guys. Do you remember your ABCs, Dave?
I vaguely remember them. I couldn't come up with them. Should we try to sing them? A B C D E
I'm gonna bring
F
him on a cameo at the end.
G H I J K L M N O P.
I was stuck with babysitting. I didn't know. I never have to be home all by myself.
Yeah,
with
you
the
never
20
are. What's going on? Did your wife need a break?
No, somebody's got a flooded basement, her girlfriend, so she had to go over and take over.
She had to go plunge it.
Yeah, no, she knows how to like take over on things like that. You know what I mean? Call the people, blah 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 blah.
Gotcha. You don't like to deal with that. All right, let's talk about the 212 class. You got Craig Richardson in the show. He looks like he's got to be the top guy to beat in this lineup. A lot of people thought he should have won 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago in Dallas. He had to settle for third place there. What does Richardson bring into the stage this week that we might not have seen 2 weeks ago? Did you make any tweaks?
I just think I think he's about the same, as he was a couple weeks ago. He certainly won't be in any. I mean, he'll certainly be in tremendous condition. And you got to see where the chips fall after that. I was kind of surprised where he placed a couple weeks ago. Given the condition, that's all we talked about on the show is condition.
Right.
It's not very often somebody brings that level of condition, and it was just kind of like relegated to like, oh yeah, no big deal. So I think remove, Sammy out of the lineup and the Korean guy out of the lineup. He's got to be considered a favorite for the show.
Yeah, I think so. Tricky Jackson in this lineup. A lot of guys coming out of retirement in this lineup. Craig Licker, who I'm working with, who won the 94 middleweight class at the NPC Nationals. That was the year Paul DeMeo won. He's going to be doing this show. It's his first show in like 10 or 12 years or something like that. I see Derek Farnsworth, also from the Boston area, in the show. It should be an interesting show. It's got an unusual spread of guys. I see Mike Ergis in the lineup as well. I haven't seen him on a stage in a number of years. So I think that 212 is kind of open for grabs, but I got to believe that Richardson is the favorite going in there.
Yeah, I think I would say Craig is the favorite. Then after that, it's wide open. You know what I mean? It's wide open after that. Who's going to come in the A position, the B position, or the C position, first, second, or third? Probably depends on conditioning. I think it's somewhat of an open show. You just got to see these guys next to each other at the end of the day to be able to call them out. But based on I would go out on a limb and say Craig's going to be the heavy favorite, just based on the fact that he got third 2 weeks ago, and the two guys who beat him aren't here.
I want to bring one more thing up. We've been talking about the Kevin Levrone comeback. Chris, will he come back and do the Olympia? Well, I guess someone must have posed the question to Dorian Yates, and Dorian Yates, I believe on his Instagram, said, will Kevin Levrone win the Olympia if he did it today? And Johnny's got the tweet up there, whatever it was. And if you look, Dorian said, I will be very honest, one word, yes. And on another note, he was the hardest person who trained with me, and that's a fact. So Dorian Yates giving Kevin Levrone a lot of love and a lot of respect. Do you agree with that? Can Levrone unseat Phil Heath today, in today's day and age? Does Dorian forget that Levrone's 49?
Well,
he forgot that there was a Holocaust, so it's possible. I don't know.
Well, I mean, then he's, I keep saying, I don't believe the Levrone comebacks, even though he calls everyone in bodybuilding. He's 49, and, Cher still does tours, but she's like 73.
Chris Dickerson won the Olympia at 43, didn't he?
Who?
Chris Dickerson.
Well, there's a big difference between, 43 and 49. You know how I know that? How old are you, Dave?
I don't want to admit anymore. 47.
Well, okay, there's a big difference between the 47-year-old and the 41-year-old.
Well, what also, Levrone hasn't been competing. Was Dickerson competing consistently at that point when he won at 43? Probably.
I just, the comparison, Levrone's comeback is as strong of a comeback as, like I said, Michael Jordan's comeback.
Right. He can be good, but he can't be great, is what you're saying.
No, it ain't going to happen.
Well, Jordan did come back for a little while.
Yeah, but he was getting spanked. He came back the first time, but when he came back when he was older.
Oh, okay.
The minute you get gray hairs and shit, and your PSA levels start to go up, and your grandkids start calling you,
Flex Wheeler had a grandkid when he was on the Olympia stage, though.
Yeah, well, you know what? Craig Richardson's got, I think, grandkids.
I think you're right.
But he ain't 49.
No.
You know what I mean? He's like 42. There's a big difference,
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Levrone does show up. But, Chris, I know you got a lot to do over there with the child care. Thanks for checking in with us. And we're going to I'm going to cut over to Sid for a second, and then we're going to take a quick commercial break. Sid, Chris ACETO doing double time over there duties with Heavy Muscle guest and, of course, watcher of the children. Chris has got 3 kids.
I mean, I've never heard so many renditions of the ABCs. That was awesome. That was impressive.
They're homeschooled, so they practice a lot during the day.
Yeah. Good for them.
Well, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Sid, we got a lot to talk about because we got, I believe, who's on the line first?
Right now we're working between Erica Blockman and John Delarosa.
Well, we're gonna get
one of the two.
Michael HEARN on first with his compatriot there that he's got who's snoozing on us a little bit. But as you know, I love the animals, so Mike will have a very special guest with him on the panel. Guys, stay tuned. We will be back in 2 minutes.
The decadent taste of salted caramel. A thick, creamy texture with a silky, smooth finish. The best tasting shake on earth.
A little help here, Gio.
And a whopping 22 grams of protein in every scoop. Say hello to salted caramel. Another delicious reason to love your protein powder. Visit questnutrition.com.
IFBB Pro Akeem Williams, what species are you? I'm Seth Johns, I'm on the ASA national team, and I snowboard hard every day. For complete joint health, I take Arthrolyze Elite. Species nutrition, what species are you?
This is IFBB Figure Pro Heather Dees, and you are watching RX Television.
that into my routine.
All right, welcome back. We are here now in the studio, live with the one and only Titan himself, Michael HEARN.
Just hitting the shots. That's all I do.
Still looking great.
It's just posing.
Are you 25 still?
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is already photoshopped and everything. Hi, guys. There we
Might
go.
change. He was wearing black. I thought he looked very debonair, but he didn't want to look like everyone else here. So
Yeah, everybody's like
changed it up a
black
little.
day or something, so I wanted to go a little color.
And
Show them
you're
something.
looking very ripped.
Am I?
How come you've been in shape for so long? Every time I see you doing an appearance, you're like shredded.
It's
You
30,
diet?
30 years of shreddedness.
But do you walk around lean all the time, or have you been purposely dieting?
No, on our planet, that's how it is. Nobody got that. Everybody at home, did you
I
get
got
that?
it. I was upset that they didn't cast you as Superman, actually. People don't know. You were actually up for the part.
Yes, I was.
And,
The one before this last time.
yeah.
And I got down to the last 10 guys, but I even got closer with things like Thor or...
You did. See, you would have been a great Thor.
Thank you. Got down the last couple of guys for Scorpion King, the new one.
Really?
So, yeah. So we're still pushing. We're having fun doing it.
Let me ask you a question, seriously, and this is...
No, I'm not going to do a comeback for the Olympia. I'll train with Kevin, though.
Yeah. Would Levrone win?
Would he? Yeah, man, I always liked his
2015,
physique, and I like Kevin, and I know he's a workhorse. So, and he's a bigger guy, and so yeah. In my take, if he can get back to what he was, yeah.
Can he, though? Can he get
This,
back?
I think so. You're talking to the wrong guy. I think
we're
completely.
Levrone fans, that's
No.
why.
I'm completely the opposite of what Chris was saying earlier.
Right.
He's saying 49 and stuff, and
You think
that's
age doesn't matter?
no. It's just majority of society because they can't. Some people can't do it, and just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean somebody can't do it. And if somebody can do it, Kevin can do it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think if anyone can, he can, because he's a genetic freak.
No, he's a workhorse. He's the kind of guy that doesn't give up. He can come back and he can do that.
Well, Dorian Yates said he was the hardest training guy that he ever trained with from that era, which is amazing because Dorian was best, and the hardest trainer.
Well, no, I was going to say that's weird that Dorian forgot that because he didn't last my chest workout. But
He did?
No.
You trained with Dorian?
Yeah,
Back in the day?
I was a puppy.
Really?
A little puppy.
And what did you guys do?
Incline press, and then went off to some dumbbells and stuff.
Really? And you outlifted him?
Yeah, but I'm stupid strong.
What were you doing back in those days?
No, same thing. It's like 405 on inclines.
I did that back in the day too, but if I looked at it now, I would probably be crushed, not even getting under. How do you still manage to be able to lift that kind of weight at your age?
It's one of those things. It's blunt force trauma, science of Wolff's Law. It's that I've created a superhuman body. I think I've talked to you guys about this.
I did that too, though, but mine fell apart.
Well, here's the thing, though. I started at such a young age. Remember, I started competing in martial arts and Olympic lifting at 9, 10, 11 years old. First powerlifting meet at 13.
Yeah.
And by 19, I was taking second at the Nationals against the men because by 18, my dad would stop having me compete in teenage shows and powerlifting shows against teenagers and said, just go against the men now.
You were destroying the teams. I'm
Yeah, it was just, and it was no competition. He's like,
What
well,
did
what do
you
you
lift
want to
at
do?
18?
At 19, it was the first time I did an 815 squat.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Was
see,
that
I
equipped?
was that was equipped back then.
Okay.
Didn't even think about it until I hit Gladiators the first time to lose the gear. Back in
Really?
94 is when I started losing the gear and stuff.
We're watching you do it right there.
Me
That's
and my boy Stan Efferden going at it.
Yeah, Stan's pretty tough too in the gym, huh?
Oh yeah, 854 squat, 6 bench, and boom. Every time we do
Is
it.
he intimidating to work with because
No,
he's so strong?
No, I love that. I love that. I only want the best. Just fight against the best guys because that's how you get better.
Are
just
you,
going
are
against
you
the best.
horrified? I mean, you train out of Golds in Venice. There. Are you horrified to see what these guys do? And I'm not mentioning who they train with, but the angle guy. They do all the angles. No one wants to do free weight movements anymore. Does that just do you say to them, what's wrong with these people? They just don't get it.
We've been around a while,
Yeah.
and I've seen millions of guys come through there, millions of the next great guys and all that kind of stuff, and I see such a short span of their career, and it's because of the fact that there's no foundation work or stuff. They get away from that. I
Do
mean,
you want
we
to
both
just go
know.
there and shake them and say, you guys, you're genetic freaks?
Before I did,
Yeah.
now
you don't care?
now it's like no, I'm too busy to care. I'm sorry. It's like I see them doing their stuff and their training, and I just kind of go, enjoy it while you're doing it and stuff. But it's one of those things.
I bet in Gold's Venice, no one does squats like you do, because it's just not the mentality. I've been there. When you squat, people must crowd around and watch because you're
because I'm doing it at 4 a.m.
Oh, that's
so. Nobody's even there yet.
Just the hardcore guys.
But I do miss. I'll say this though. I love Golds. That's my baby, my house. But I miss those early mid '90s when everybody was freaking doing the foundation work and training like beasts. Cormier, Wheeler, Billy, just all the old guys. Even Robbie was still killing it. But I miss those days. I miss that kind of gym, and I was up at Beth Francis' gym today, and it was nice to be back in something gritty and aggressive.
Oh, yeah. And you have a big seminar coming up there this weekend, don't you?
I'm doing workshops every day.
Every day,
Every
starting
day.
when?
Started yesterday.
Okay, and how can people get involved with this? Because you told me it's not too late to sign up.
Yeah, go to my Instagram. You'll find it MikeO'Hearn.com, and on there I got posts on there that you can get a hold of me, get a hold of my team or my crew, and email.
So people come in, and what time, like, does it start?
Well, we're mixing. It's just one of those things because we're doing other things while I'm here. I'm out here also working with my vitamin company, Body Fortress.
Well, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Let's go back to the training for a
the
second.
training.
Yeah.
It's basically one of those things. If we can,
if I want to train with Mike O'Hearn and learn about your nutrition, what do I go about doing if I want to meet you tomorrow?
You're going to go onto Instagram,
yes,
and you're going to find the email there, and you're going to email, or you
set up an appointment, individual appointment, or is it like a group?
It's a group. I usually try to get 4 or 5 guys together or girls, and work together with all of them.
What is the cost?
Answer? It's $250.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
get to train with Titan.
It's gonna come in.
Yeah,
if you can last it.
Yeah,
you can take it.
You know, a lot of these guys probably think they're tough, and then they go train with you, and they're like, "Oh."
It's actually a lot different. Yes.
Have you ever trained with anyone?
I don't do that.
Have you ever trained with anyone who put you under the table?
No.
Never. Really?
No.
Now,
Not yet.
Are you a volume guy too?
I'm everything. Yeah,
So
because I'm an athlete still, first and foremost.
Right.
That's the stuff I love. And that was going back to the training. It's like I was doing heavy weights by 16, 17. I'm already in the 6s and 7 ranges.
Yeah.
Just finishing puberty. So you finish high school and you're already benching 500, and then I come to LA and go to Golds, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm coming in as a kid, but I'm stronger than everybody there.
That's crazy.
So I'm training legs with Tom Plaz. Oh, I got to correct myself. I'm wrong. Tom put me under the table.
He did.
Yeah, when I was
legs?
22 with legs, we trained for 2.5 hours, and I could keep up, but I'm also, if you ever seen Tom play, train in the old days, you had to do your set, but then you also had to do his set because we're doing leg extensions, and he's doing the whole plates, and then you're pushing it back down to add more force to it.
Yeah.
And it was, oh man, best
Did
time
you
of my
feel like
life.
you wanted to puke after?
Yes, every workout.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, every workout. Tom was a beast.
Yeah.
They don't train like that anymore.
Did that make you stronger, you think, from training with him?
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Because you always have to learn from someone, right?
Yeah, and you always want to be around those guys that are just the very, very best because it's the no limits. And I know, like Chris was saying that, like Kevin, I think Kevin doesn't believe, and I think that's where the most power comes. If you don't believe, you can't. In the sense, he thinks he can come back and win it.
Yeah.
That's more power than the guy that
Absolutely.
somebody says you can't do it.
Right. And I think he likes that everyone doubts him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a solid guy, knows who he is, where he's coming from, and
Lavroni might have been one of the most genetically blessed guys in bodybuilding, and he probably would have been better than he was had he gone all out. I think at some point, because he told me when he tore his pec that first time, he never really trained in the off season after that because he felt that he was going to re-injure himself. Yeah. And so he would only train before a show, so he would get back to kind of where he left off, but he never
upped it from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him come back.
I'd like
It'd be cool. I'd be badass.
Let's talk about this new signing you have. You're representing Body Fortress now.
Working with Body Fortress now.
How'd that come about?
Where I was, I realized something. I realized that if a company has a great vision for themselves in this industry, and here's the problem. It was one of those things I was the team captain, and I was talking to all the other athletes, and I said, if the company's helping you out, and taking care of you, and you're given time for whichever, make sure that you're getting paid for what you're doing. And then at the end of the term, I kind of just looked at what I was doing, and I was like, the company has a great vision for themselves, but I'm a piece of meat. And I said, okay, there's no more of that at this stage. And I said I wanted a company that had a great vision for me and them. And that's how Body Fortress came around. I walked away from the previous company.
What's the vision?
The vision is to create and sell a product that's better than everybody else, but it goes back to the old school of style of training of it's fun and you can do so much with it. And it's just a lifestyle of living the dream again. Remember the old days when we saw Arnold? What did we think? Because I didn't think, wow, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. I thought, wow, this guy's like just cool in clothes what his life is and what he's doing.
We know you're a cool dude, but Body Fortress is a more mainstream line. It's found in like Costco and
Costco,
Walmart,
Kmart.
like that.
It's just one thing there is this. It is for the mainstream, which I want to go to and want to teach.
You definitely cross over to the mainstream. I mean, you're in acting in movies. You were on American Gladiators. You crashed through windows. By the way, have you done any more of those Guinness Book of World Record crash through the
Yeah, I think I've done a couple since we talked last.
How many have you done? What's the record now?
The record is 19. I got 19 now.
You crashed through 19
panes of glass.
Yeah.
We'll go back to that later. That's just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah. Your head okay?
Yeah. What? What?
See,
What?
If I had a face like that, I wouldn't be crashing through anything. That's your paycheck right there. But you don't turn down any challenge, right?
No, not a physical one in any sense. It's just it's who I've been my whole time.
I'd love to see you, but I know you can't do it. You're too big. I'd love to see you do that American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, I think that's created. That is created for the more light-legged gentleman.
Yes, yeah, you would be too heavy.
Yeah, this legs would. Yeah,
but it would be fun to watch you do it, though.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, it's one of those things, but it's.
Dana Lynn Bailey.
We're working to get the Gladiators back on.
Are you really?
So, yeah.
You think that'll happen?
Yeah, it's
Why did they
looking
take
great.
it off the air? Did it get bad ratings?
No, in my opinion, they tried too much. They tried too much, and the great thing about being part of the original was they stayed focused to the David versus Goliath. And with the new one, what they tried to do is every show had to have a new game. Every show had to have a new gladiator. And it was like, and then it also
confusing.
And then you got to learn about a character, meaning the contestant, and you got to care about them in 48 minutes. And every show they wanted to make a character out of these two guys, and it's like, I just want to see somebody getting their ass kicked.
Yeah,
it's
so you
that's
think
the
they're
basics.
going to try to go back to the old
basics,
school?
go back to the basics, have one set team, and
would they go with more of the bodybuilder like they did in the old days, or do you think they're going to go still with the more of the mainstream looking guys?
well, you say the bodybuilders, but the funny thing about it is, on the original, those are the best athletes I was with.
Really?
By far. Those are the best athletes.
Especially the women.
Natural, Dan Clark, Turbo,
Billy
Billy. And Billy didn't play a lot, but Neil Spruce helped him out athletically, and he was a beast. And, yeah, they were much better athletes.
And,
All of them. Ray Hollett.
Yeah, Ray Hollett.
They were so much more athletic than the new crew that I was with. On the new crew, there was some great athletes, but it was also, there was other guys on there that were just characters.
Sure.
Weren't that athletic.
You need some characters, though, too. But
I agree. But when it comes down to the athletics and the characters, that's why I like the original.
Yeah. I'd like to see, like, you and Rich Piana on there and some other...
You want Rich on there?
Yeah, I want Rich on there. I want, like, Greg Valentino on there. I want, like a freak show. Is what I want.
Right.
I don't know how well it would play to America, but it would certainly play well to the bodybuilding.
I think Rich and I were talking when we did the workout together,
Yeah.
and he said that he did try out for it.
Oh, he did?
He did try out for it.
They probably didn't know what he was when they looked at him. They're probably like, what the heck? You're
good
probably
character.
pushing the limit, I'm sure, on muscularity with these guys, wouldn't you say?
No, I mean, think of Billy Smith, how big he was.
I'm talking about for the new generation. New generation, we're going for smaller guys that look like.
No, we had a couple of alternate guys that were like guys in the wing if somebody got hurt. They were pretty jacked guys.
But you were kind of the star of the show.
I was the face of the new show. Yeah, that was a given. I think I figured that out when it was a five-story billboard of me on the NBC.
Was there really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
I was like, wow, see you from the highway.
Yeah.
What a dork.
Let me ask you a controversial question. You've always professed to be a natural bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Do you still stand by that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that hard when you hear people saying, he's full of crap, there's no way he's a natural bodybuilder? Yeah. I mean, you've looked the same, you've progressed very, very, very slowly over the years. So
you asked that earlier when Chris was on.
Okay.
Because then we could go, well, let's go this. Let's talk about 25 years ago. And let's talk about 25 years ago when I was working with my nutritionist.
I mean, because you look amazing. Like, if someone showed me a picture or video of you, I would say he's using something.
Okay.
Just because
good.
You look so amazing. But I also know that you've looked like that for the last 20 years. So, and I've seen you progress and make progress over the last 20 years at a very slow pace.
Do steroids work?
What?
Do steroids
Absolutely.
work? Do they work in a fast, short period of time?
Yes, they do.
Do they work for 30 years?
Probably not.
Okay, probably not, right?
Yeah.
They don't work for 30 years. Yeah. And what would happen if you took them for 30 years?
I don't know.
Would you continue to get better?
No, I like I said.
Is there a big explosion when you first take steroids?
Yes, I've seen.
No. This isn't for you to say yes or no. This is for the people listening.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's the questions that nobody does. That nobody does. It says, okay, so you take steroids for 30 years. Okay, no side effects.
Right.
Okay, and you continue to get stronger, but you never get hurt. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what it's got to be then.
How do you do it though? How do you stay healthy and continue to grow into your later 20s?
Okay, the main thing is this: I had no limits. I did not know, and I say it was ignorance or bliss in a sense. But remember, when I first started lifting, I had the best camp in the world. There was no place a 9-year-old could learn better than being around the lifters I was. Now, see, if you all grow up training at 24-hour fitness, is 315 heavy on squats?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that's the limit. That's all you see. I'm a 9-year-old kid seeing a 900 deadlift.
Right. So you were brought up.
And it's not just
There's
one
no
guy.
limits, yeah. There's
There's all these guys. And I didn't realize the guys that I was training with were not just the best in the world. Doyle Kennedy, Doug Furness, Jeff Magruder. I'm around guys that I thought was everybody's dad. Everybody's dad does a 600 bench. Everybody's dad does a 900 squat and has 36-inch thighs.
Sure.
That's my limit. So my limit is to the records back in the 80s that people were doing. There I am, a little puppy.
Oh, wow. Greg Titus
250 pounds.
is no longer with us. Or he's in jail, I should say.
So here's the thing. I was 275 by the time I get through puberty. And that was, that's 30 years ago.
You were 275?
275.
What were you
Now,
eating?
before
What were
that-
you eating back then?
Oh, my mom would have peanut butter and jam sandwiches and chocolate milk, and I'd have one between every class. Now, before that, though, when I was before puberty, I was already on stage at 176 pounds, and I won a teenage bodybuilding show.
How come you never competed at an elite level in bodybuilding? How come
I won the farthest I ever went with the NPC was I won Mr. California Super Heavies.
Yeah, how come you didn't go further than that?
Let me ask you this: it's one of those things where you go,
Because you could have, obviously.
oh yeah, I think so.
You can still compete today and be very competitive.
It was who was it? Hani said, "Dude, we got to do the Masters. You got to do the Masters."
Yeah, so he can take credit for it, right?
You would kill this. And he was talking to Steve, and they're all and Jim is there, and they're, oh yes. Yeah. And I'm over here going, I'm killing it doing what I'm doing.
You'll lose money doing that.
I'm having fun, and I'm making a career and a change to something much bigger than a title.
What is your ultimate goal? Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years from now?
Well, we're doing it right now. We're working on our own show for health and fitness, almost like a Dr. Oz or
really?
Dr. Phil, but my own show.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Where would that air, you think?
NBC.
Oh, it would be a prime time special.
Yeah,
We're not talking internet TV.
We're talking
TV
NBC on there, demonstrating longevity and life and training and how you work
The
it
new
into
age
the
Jack
house.
LaLanne, huh?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. That's
exciting,
what I want to be.
Do you when you go for parts now, because you are on the older side of some of these stars, you see some of these young guys like the guys who play Thor, and
Yeah.
do you say to yourself, man, I wish I was a little younger?
No, it's man, we're all gonna go through time like that. We're all gonna do it.
You know that you're losing parts to some of these guys, not because
because of the age.
because
Yeah,
of your age,
100%.
not because you look better than them,
Yeah.
physique wise. You're just as good looking facially speaking, and you probably have more experience than they do at this point, and it's got to burn you a little bit.
It's one of those things, and you got to put it into perspective. I understand that might not happen. Doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying. Everything that I'm doing, I'm having too much fun to walk away from, and it's a pretty incredible life so far. So, it's just one of those things. I'm just going to keep doing it and keep doing it.
Now you're going to be making an appearance this weekend at the NPC Team Universe.
Team Universe.
And what will you be doing there? You will be sitting at the booth?
I'm going to be meeting and greeting, just talking to everybody like I always do.
The booth?
And Body Fortress booth.
Body Fortress booth?
Yeah,
Okay.
do there. So come by.
Are you going to be signing pictures?
I'm going to be signing pictures, shaking men and kissing babies. I don't know.
Well, if you guys out there have the audacity of the balls to train with this guy, he'll be at Best
Do not do
Paradise
it!
Gym the next couple of days, and then he'll be at the NPC Team Universe on Saturday. He is Titan. Mike O'Hearn, you're going to bring your little sidekick up?
Wait a second. Come here.
Let's see. Let's get the
What's up, baby?
Come here, you can sit in my sidekick chair. Let's see him. Now you travel with him.
My baby goes
the
everywhere. There you go.
Now you guys sit in first class. How do you get him a first class seat?
So they don't know is I do charity work with her. And so I travel around the nation and she goes everywhere and we visit hospitals. And so the charity I do with her is basically hospice or with kids. And because I do that, I get the privilege to take her anywhere and everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
So they never quit. You can go any place in
can't
the world?
stop me anywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's a
You're
give and
lucky.
take. Do the charity, do the work, give back,
Right.
and then you got to do that. So, It's not because people go, yeah, he's sitting right next to me in first class because you're Titan. No, I'm not that powerful,
You got
guys.
2 first-class seats.
Yeah, they usually what they do is usually bump the person next to me to another seat, and so she can sit down.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, she has a pretty sweet life.
Yeah, that is pretty
Are you
good.
being shy? What's up, blue eyes?
Yeah, she's got good. She's got great eyes. Oh my god!
Right.
Now, how old is she now?
She's 4 years old.
Now, did you lose a dog recently?
I lost her, but it was years ago.
Really?
Yeah, she
What
got
happened?
away from me.
Where did she go?
I was in a dog park, and dog parks always have 2 gates, and a guy came in, left both gates open, and she's a husky. If you know huskies, she's gone. And she was a pup at the time.
How long was she gone for?
3 days.
How'd you get her back?
It was an incredible story. Before Christmas, a couple was approached by a guy that says, hey, I want to sell my husky. And they realized it was not their dog. And
No way.
they bought the dog, called the shelter. They got my name because I was at the shelters every day looking for her. And now here's the funny thing, though. This was like 3 days before Christmas. I show up, and it's like, oh, wow, thank you so much. And they paid this guy money. And I said, here's no. Merry Christmas.
What?
I'm like, what? So it was like,
So Pete, there are some.
there's
good
some
people out
nice people out there. Isn't that crazy?
there. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so.
Well,
Yeah.
2 great people here, live in the RX Special Studios. Doesn't get better than that, guys. We're going to go to commercial break. We got a lot more for you. Stay tuned. John Delarosa when we come back.
You ready?
The decadent taste of salted caramel. A thick, creamy texture with a silky, smooth finish. The best tasting shake on earth.
A little help here, Jill.
And a whopping 22 grams of protein in every scoop. Say hello to salted caramel. Another delicious reason to love your protein powder. Visit questnutrition.com.
IFBB Pro Akeem Williams, what species are you?
I'm Seth Johns, I'm on the ASA national team, and I snowboard hard every day. For complete joint health, I take Arthrolyze Elite. Species nutrition, what species are you?
This is IFBB Figure Pro Heather Dees, and you are watching RX Television.
All right, welcome back. We are here in the studio. I have another very special guest who arrived with Micah Hearn, and I made her get on the panel because I want to see what she's up to. Mona Murison, welcome.
Well, thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to talk to you in a conventional setting.
I know, right? Well, I'm looking around and I see a pair of underwear that's framed. I might leave mine on the way out.
You will? Wow. I would be honored to have your underwear. If Jimmy the Bull was here, he'd be excited.
Framed underwear. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, we do it all here in the Arts Muscle Studios.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now, you are another interesting story because you got your pro card much later in life. You really weren't competing earlier in your life. How'd you get into competing?
My girlfriend, Patrice Vignola, actually, she was competing. She just started competing herself. And she kept saying, hey, it was 2008. You have to try to compete. You have a great body. And I went to see my friend Carlo Filippone. You know Carlo?
I know Carlo very well, yeah.
So he didn't even want to look at me. He said, you're too skinny. I don't know if you could put muscle on, blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, come back in 2 months. And I am very competitive. You tell me that I cannot do something, well, guess what? I do it.
Really?
Yeah. So I am like...
Had you been athletic and been weight training all these years, or you just started?
No, I worked out, and I was a runner growing up. I'm Romanian. We do gymnastics,
Gotcha.
stuff like that.
Were you a gymnast?
At a very, very young age.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so I started competing. I won my first show, and I got hooked.
Yeah,
right then.
That's how we all get, And then you got the pro card. A year or two later?
I think a year and a half. Yeah.
That's very quick.
Yeah, I did well. I just kind of, I was on a run. I did all these things, and a lot of good things happened for me from competing and while I was, still working and running my business in Manhattan.
Now, that's what's so interesting because you own a steakhouse, Nebraska's, in Manhattan, which has got to be a very competitive market for steak,
Oh, my God, yeah, and it's been 10 years since I've owned it in July.
Is that
oh my God, it's coming up. I got to have a party.
Invite us.
July 5th, 10 years.
That's in a couple days, this weekend.
It's amazing. So, we had our ups and downs as a business,
Is that stressful to run a business like that?
It gets really stressful.
Especially a restaurant business?
Yeah, it is, because it's a lot of time consuming. You have to be there, constantly. It's a cash business, and you really have to trust your workers. I have good people working for me, but, you're still hiring people. Some of my girlfriends got pregnant. They left. You hire new. You know what I mean?
What's the trick to making money in Manhattan?
Attractive women and good food.
Really? So where do you put the women? You just like.
Well, we are in Wall Street, so we are very different than any other steakhouse. Actually, I was just away with Mike, and we were talking about my steakhouse, and this gentleman said, oh yeah, after hours it turns into some kind of strip club. And I'm like, no, it does not. I said, I am the owner.
Yeah.
It does. I wish we would make so much money.
Oh, you would?
Yeah. No, it is, I have all European girls working behind the bar.
Oh,
They're very attractive.
So you purposely pick those?
Yes. And
you go back to Romania and pull them from there?
No, they find me, believe me. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, everybody hears about Nebraska Steakhouse. It's a very good location, downtown Manhattan. We have all the suits coming in.
So they all come in because they want to see the girls, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a bar scene there?
It is. It is. As soon as you walk in, you have this. You have to come in. You got to come and have dinner. And the food is going to blow your mind.
What would be like your signature dish?
We have the ribeye steak, which is amazing. But everything that we
What's your best steak? Bone-in filet.
Well, you could ask Greg Valentino. He'll tell you.
Oh, he's eating there, huh?
Yes.
He likes to eat off the bone with his hands.
We actually had pretty much, all of our friends like Phil Heath and Kai Green, and I'm friends with everybody. They come in. Victor Martinez. I always text them, hey, come by, have a burger, have a steak.
That's awesome.
When they diet, I have diet food. I got like brown rice, sweet potatoes, clean chicken, and tilapia. I have a menu that I created.
Do you have like ahi tuna and salmon and all that good stuff too?
Yeah, we do have fish, and it's just you could get anything.
But the steak is your signature
It is, yeah.
dish.
It's all different cuts of steaks.
I love it.
Yeah, we have the best filet mignon chili.
See, I like filet mignon.
Oh my God.
Filet mignon chili. That sounds really good.
You don't understand.
What is that? What does something like that cost?
You know what? I have a friend in LA, Gavin Murphy. He's like the best chef, and he does all this like the Bart Rescues thing. He doesn't even know how to make filet mignon chili.
Really? Because most chili has like crappy meat in it. It doesn't have like.
No, it's all filet mignon. It takes about 2 days to make. And
2 days?
Yeah.
Why, you have to slow cook it?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, and they put a lot of time into it, but nobody makes it. Nobody has it. It's the best.
Wow, guys! If you're in Manhattan, Nebraska Steakhouse, check it out. Now you were working with Muscle and Fitness HERS for a little while.
Yeah,
as their editor.
Yeah, I was there for a few years. It was great. I've been competing for a long time, so I was friends with all the competitors, so I had a good relationship with all the models, and it
Was
worked
that high
out
pressure?
No, I loved it. It was fun. It was fun for a while.
Now, when you work at a magazine like that, going from a steakhouse, I mean, that's such a different, like...
It is, but I was so
type of
involved in
life.
fitness, though. You kind of put out there what you love fitness-wise, so training, nutrition, what you like to wear, and that's why I was doing well, because everything I liked, I put out there,
Gotcha.
and everybody else loved it. So
Now, Mike was whispering in my ear before and telling me you got some new projects.
I'm working on a few different things. I can't really talk about everything, but
Give us a little teaser.
I would like to start my own magazine that I'm working on.
Really?
Hopefully within
Wow.
a few months. Yeah.
What would be the, I guess, theme of the magazine, so to speak? Because you
It's-
don't want to just do the same thing that's out there.
No, it's more style, I would say, but it's also lifestyle, clothing style.
Do you think those magazines still do well? Because some magazines are dead, obviously. Because
Yeah,
if you
well,
do anything time-related...
You have to start smart. I'm going to definitely concentrate on the
Mm.
digital side more than anything else, and then some print, and if it takes off well, then you go print. You got to do it, you
like to stay busy, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, my God,
Because if
yeah.
you're running
I'm
a
so
steak
busy.
restaurant, it must be very hard to also
I
do
am
something
so
like that.
busy. Yeah, I hardly have any time to sleep, but I love it. If I'm not busy, something is wrong. So.
Right. Do you live in Manhattan?
I have an apartment in New Jersey, actually. My business is in Manhattan,
Okay.
and I'm all over the place.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you stopping in and
Thank
giving us a
you.
little update on what you've been up to. Will you ever step back on the stage again?
You know what? I love it. I'm not sure if that's something that I would like to do.
Get on stage.
I was just gonna punch someone.
Yeah. If Mike says get on stage, you got to get on stage, right?
No, I don't know. I wanted to compete. It's I love it. I like the feeling on stage.
Tell Mike if he competes against Kevin Lavroni, then you'll get on
Hey,
stage.
if you compete against Kevin, then I'll do it.
Done. Done. He said done. That I would like to see a mock
it's
pose
so
down.
fun.
Do we have questions, Johnny? Oh, they want to see your front double bicep. They say you're very ripped.
One arm.
Two arms. Let's go.
Oh,
two arms. Look at
There we
that.
go.
And she's a figure
is-
competitor.
yeah.
Would you ever do women's physique?
No, because I don't think
You like
that,
the heels, right?
Yeah, and again, I'm natural, so I think that to get to that level, you got to get a little bit bigger. I don't know how much it'll take.
You're
years
very
for me.
lean, though. You
I
and
am.
Mike are like
But
two
this is
shredded
me.
maniacs. You know?
How long do you know me? This is me.
Yeah,
all
you were
the
always
time.
very in shape.
I can't even imagine myself being any different.
Do you eat perfectly all the time, or do you allow yourself to have some junk?
No, I have some junk. I eat as much as Mike does, or maybe a little bit
Real?
more.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
food, 'cause I
yeah.
know he eats.
Yeah, I eat like an animal.
Wow.
I'm an eater. Yeah.
How
But
much?
it's-
What does he eat when he goes to your steak house?
Oh my God! I gave him a 48-ounce porterhouse, and he
You
said,
should have videoed that.
He said, "I will though, because it's
Okay.
gonna go back." He said, "Oh, anything
I
you're gonna
want the
give
footage.
me, I will finish." And he couldn't finish his steak.
Really?
It was the first time he said ever.
Would you ever have one of those? You know how these man versus food challenges? Would you ever do one of those at
You
your
know,
place?
I thought about it, but
I'll come in
this
and
guy-
film
I was
there.
gonna
Yeah.
say, you gotta find the right people. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
definitely.
There's a place out in Long Island. I think it's like a 72-ounce steak, and if you
I-
eat it, they give it to you for free.
Exactly, I heard about that.
It's-
I
it's-
would so absolutely give it for free if they could finish
Yeah,
it. It's a lot of food.
disgusting. The person I brought two people with me. They both ate it. People
That's
were
what
like,
I'm saying.
the people in the restaurant were watching. They couldn't believe it. They were. I thought they were going to have heart attacks.
Listen, these bodybuilders could eat. I'm gonna
Yeah.
run out of business.
I think the hardest part of the
Nebraska
72
goes
ounces is chewing. Your jaw goes numb after a while.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Mona, and
Well,
good
thank
luck
you
with the
so
new project
much.
and keep us updated.
Thank you. Nice to see you
All
guys.
right.
Thanks.
Johnny, do we want to go straight to John Delarosa? All right. Oh, the sisters. Oh, we got all girls on this segment. All right, let's go to Erica and Sondra Blockman. Where are you guys from? In Seattle right now?
Redding, California.
Redding, California. All right. And where are you from, Sondra?
I'm originally from Mount Shasta, but I live in Redding, California right now.
And Erica, where are you now?
I'm in Fort Jones, California. I'm in the sticks.
Yeah, I never heard of that. You know, there's a lot of places in
you
California.
know
Even
what?
Michael Hearn never heard of that.
Because it's like the hills have eyes status.
That's crazy. I didn't know that there was any places left in California that you could actually, not be known of. Not know of exactly.
No, there's just
Well, that's
a bunch of
coming up
races
to.
here, so they don't really care.
Now, Sondra, you're getting on stage in a couple weeks at the USA Championships, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Again.
You know, what people don't realize, you two are identical twins. Is that right?
We are confused with identical twins, but we're fraternal.
You are fraternal.
Yeah.
Well, Eric is a women's physique pro. You're trying to become a bikini pro.
That's right.
And that's a pretty big disparity from people with very similar DNA.
It's extremely big, yeah.
Now, growing up, were you kind of the same size? At what point did you diverge?
When we were younger, like middle school through high school, we looked more identical than we do now. We have a lot of the same similarities. We were obviously the same body type, same hair, same laugh, same skin, same everything.
Bigger upper body and face?
Yeah. What was that?
Erica's got the back, though. That's how I know. That's how I can tell you guys apart.
Yes, now. Yes.
Erica's got that big back,
It's all hers.
As soon as she turns around, I'm like, that's Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
trademark.
We have a big announcement because, I wanted to do something super sensational, and I'm a big fan of both of your physiques for a long time. Erica and I have talked, from, I think, the Emerald Cup, I believe, or one of these.
Yeah,
shows
back
I saw you
from 2013 when I went pro.
That's right. So I've always been a big fan, and I always wanted to do something with you guys, and now we have the opportunity to bring both of you on. Two sisters, twins, fraternal twins, are going to be our newest Species Nutrition sponsored athletes. So congratulations, girls.
Thank you.
And I know you guys love the products already, so that's always a good fit when the people use the products to begin with.
Definitely, yeah.
Now you have pressure because Erica, you're probably going to be in the Olympia at the end of September.
No big deal.
And we're hoping that Sondra's got the pro card in 3 weeks.
We're rooting for it.
That's right. Now, Sondra, let me ask you this question: if you were to get the pro card, I know a lot of the bikini competitors go right into pro shows. Would you wait and enjoy the win, or would you go right into pro competition trying to qualify for the Olympia?
I would prefer to just jump into a pro debut as soon as possible. I've been dieting for a long time now, and I feel like just drawing it out wouldn't be the most beneficial move. I'd rather just go right into it.
Why don't you stand up? Give us a little bikini preview because you're looking very, very lean. Just don't knock over the camera.
Yeah, this doesn't work.
Unbelievable. You got the back too, though.
Oh yeah, I have to hide it with my hair. The judges don't like it.
That's genetic for certain.
It is, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Well, that's
so
a good
I'm just
thing.
gonna hide it.
Do the judges tell you not to open your back up too much?
Yeah, they tell me to keep my hair over it.
Really? It's terrible when you got to hide your muscle, because we all like to see that. Now, Erica, my fans watching the show would be very angry at me if I didn't ask you to do it. Give us a little front double bicep pose.
Do it.
Johnny, can we get some front double bicep going? Oh, we lost Erica. Just at the most perfect moment, we lose her. All right, let me go back to you, Sondra. Talk to me a little bit about, is it hard for you to get in shape? Because you look terrific right now. You look like you can get on stage tomorrow. You got a great tan going. You got the hair and makeup going. How hard is it for you to get into contest shape?
It's for bikini. It's actually, I've been struggling with it a little bit because I started out as a bikini competitor. If you remember, I did really well, but then I ended up, taking certain judges' advice and moving up to figure. And then when I did figure, obviously I gained a lot more mass and a lot harder condition, and I did really well in that. I ended at the last national show in Chicago, and I placed third, and I had a lot more size on me. And then from there, I decided that I was going to go back down to bikini. So I would have never thought that it would be so hard to let your body atrophy, but that's been the struggle for me so far, is letting my body break down what I had because I was too much.
Uh-oh. Johnny Styles we got Erica back. We lost Sondra. I was having a great conversation with her. All right, Erica, give us the front double bicep.
Fire department is fighting for internet connection.
No problem.
Oh, there you go.
Do we lose both of them now?
No,
there we go.
Got her.
All right, let me see that front double.
Me?
Yeah, of course you do. Wow.
Sure.
You put a lot of muscle on since you've turned pro, haven't you?
Yes.
How much weight?
A total of, well, actually my stage weight is still about the same, but my off-season weight is up at least by 5 pounds. I got a half an inch around my bicep, inch around my thighs. That's about it.
That's pretty impressive. Even Michael
Yeah.
Hearn is is pretty impressed.
Looks great.
Let me turn around.
Thank you.
Turn around. Show us that back, because I've been raving
Oh.
about your back to everyone.
See it.
She's got the greatest back.
Yeah.
Oh, we froze. We froze.
No, not again.
Try one more time. One more time.
He's just playing with the audience now.
Yeah, Johnny's fucking with us over there. I know it. Do we lose him? Oh my God! All right. Well, you know what? Should we go to commercial break, Johnny, or you want to get him back?
Okay, she's back.
All right, she's back. Give us that back pose, Erica.
Ah, scheisse.
You guys with your internet connections. Oh my God! Look at that back. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
I always say it's always great when you have a hot girl and then you have a great muscular look to it. I mean, isn't that what our sport was really designed for? I mean, that's the look that we want in women's physique.
Thank you.
That's the winner.
Michael Hearn gives you the win already. You don't have to even compete anymore. How did it feel to play second at a pro show, Erica? That had to be exciting.
Yeah, it actually, the first time it was exciting. The second time it wasn't as exciting, but I was still thankful for it.
What did the judges tell you need to do to win?
Nothing on the first one at Denver, but on the second show, the only difference that they told me was that one judge decided to pick size over conditioning. That was about it.
So basically,
I didn't get anything else.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. I think you're going to do better on an Olympia stage with that top judging panel of judges that know what they want. They judge the best in the world. I think sometimes the regional shows are more difficult. Did we lose her?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think when you have a judging panel that's not consistent, you get inconsistent results when you move around the different regions of the country.
No, and I've definitely had a lot of inconsistencies as far as the feedback that I've gotten. But, there's some things that I take, and then some things I'm like, no, I'm not going to change that. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and it's been working so far.
Well, we're rooting for you. I'm looking forward to seeing you on that Olympia stage. We're super excited to have both you and Sondra on as new species nutrition athletes.
I've been waiting. Oh!
We got some great little species bags of stuff coming out to both of you, and we're waiting, and we're excited to see you guys, really get behind the product line and help us promote it. So thanks again. I don't know. I think we lost your sister, but right, Johnny? She was still off? All right. Let me say goodbye to you, Erica.
No, thank you.
We'll get Sondra back after the commercial break.
Thanks
Great
a lot,
having you on
David.
board. All right. That was Erica Blockman. All right, well, Johnny, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we still have John Delarosa, Kevin Jordan, and a lot more. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Johnny won't let me go to commercial break. Well, you know what I'm going to talk about? Quest Nutrition has a great new flavor out. It's called Salty Caramel. And I love this protein shake so much so that when we come back from the break, I'm going to be mixing it up, and I'm going to be trying it here. I'm going to hand out. I'm going to have a couple people try it out on the set. It's interesting because no one's ever mixed. Most people, bodybuilders, don't want to put salt in their shakes, but the Salty Caramel has a very unique taste. And coming from a company like Quest Nutrition that has a lot of innovation, to me, it doesn't surprise me one bit. But we'll be about. We got Sondra back. It always helps to end with a beautiful girl. Sondra, what happened? Did you fall down or something?
No, I just went black and it said that the call was held remotely, so I don't know what happened.
I think Erica knocked you offline. I think she was getting a little
It
jealous.
was with her back and biceps.
Well, are you doing any warm-ups, or is the next show the USA for you?
I already did both my warm-ups. The first one was the Cascadian Classic in Bend, Oregon, that I won, and then the last one was the Sacramento show, which I also won. So those were my warm-up shows, and now I'm just trying to slide into the USA.
You got some great momentum. My one question I have for you is, because you did bring up the fact that you went to figure and were successful in figure, what made you decide to go back to bikini? Was it something a judge said to you, or just something that you internally wanted to do?
It was a little bit of both. Some of the comments that I were getting were a little mixed. They said that I needed to kind of go against the grain of what my genetics want to do naturally. They said I needed to come in bigger and softer, and I have a hard time coming in big and soft at the same time. It's either I look really conditioned and lean or nothing at all. And then the second thing with my job, I'm a respiratory specialist, so I'm in hospitals, clinics, doctors' offices all the time, and it was kind of scaring. It was scaring them. So I take home what I eat, and if I'm scaring my accounts, that affects me a little bit too. So I figured I'd just step down back to bikini.
Well, it's also a more marketable look probably in the regular world, too. So
it most definitely is.
Well, you look fantastic. Like I said, I can't be happier to have you on board as a new species nutrition athlete. And once again, we'll be rooting for you at the USA Championships to come home with that IFBB Pro card. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. All right. Good talking to you. That was Sondra Blockman. And Johnny, are we finally ready to go to commercial break? All right. I don't want to. I'll stay here all day. I don't even like the commercial breaks. But we got to get John Delarosa and Kevin Jordan coming for our final segment. Guys, stay tuned. If you have questions for any of our guests, Michael Hearn is still in studio. Tweet him, text him, put him on the message boards, on the live stream chat box. However you want to do it, Johnny Styles will get them to me. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The decadent taste of salted caramel. A thick, creamy texture with a silky, smooth finish. The best tasting shake on earth.
A little help here, Gio.
And a whopping 22 grams of protein in every scoop. Say hello to salted caramel. Another delicious reason to love your protein powder. Visit questnutrition.com.
IFBB4, Kim Williams, what species are you?
I'm Seth Johns, I'm on the ASA national team, and I snowboard hard every day. For complete joint health, I take Arthrolyze Elite. Species nutrition, what species are you?
This is IFBB Figure Pro Heather Dees, and you are watching RX Television.
Welcome back. We just got done talking with Mona Murison and, of course, Erica and Sondra Blockman, our newest Species Nutrition athletes. Speaking of Species Nutrition, we have a brand new flavor coming out exclusive to the speciesnutrition.com website. That's caramel macchiato. It's one of my favorite flavors. It's unique. You can't get it anyplace else. You won't get it in any stores. You won't get it any place online. Only at speciesnutrition.com. And what's the deals for the day, Sid? I think if we purchase $100 worth of...
$200 will get you a Species Nutrition gym bag, and that is a limited edition. So it's limited supply, and as you said, only available on speciesnutrition.com.
I got to tell you, I'm not just saying this because I make it. This flavor is amazing. You guys will love it, especially if you're dieting. You're not going to want to stop. It's very unique, and it's got a very unique taste. Give it a shot exclusively at speciesnutrition.com. All right, we have our next guest on the line. Johnny, who do we have on the line? We got the one and only John Delarosa. You getting a haircut, John?
Yeah, I'm getting a haircut.
I love it. I love it. How many times a week do you have to get a haircut? Oh, we lost him. We're having terrible reception problems. I'm blaming Johnny on this.
Once a week.
What are you on, your cell phone?
Scott hates me because my hair is so coarse.
You break his razors? No, when you have a shaved head, John, seriously, because I don't know these things. My head is not shaved. When you have a shaved head, how often do you have to get it cut?
Well, my hair grows pretty fast. I like the second or third day, my hair is already grown in. So that's why I come in once a week. I mean, I'm not rich, so I can't come in and drop $30 every time I get a haircut.
Why don't you just do it yourself?
I could.
Hey, don't take business away.
I'm sorry.
The man's making his money.
I could. I could. It's nice to sit in the treat just a little bit.
I feel like I'm talking to Ronnie Coleman when he was laying in bed with the hip replacement. We're all broken up here. John, talk to me about the show coming up this weekend in Chicago. It's a pretty stacked lineup. A lot of new guys in the lineup. You got Kevin Jordan making his pro debut. Akeem Williams, who came off that third place in Dallas. You got Michael Lockett, who's coming in out of nowhere. I think we lost him. All right. Well, yeah. Well, I can't. You know what? I can't have the cell phone, Johnny. This crap. If you guys are going to be on the show, get behind a computer for me. Do we have Kevin Jordan? Yeah. All right. Get Kevin Jordan. In the meantime, I'll talk to my good friend Michael Hearn, who's back on the set. And we were talking.
You want to sing?
You want to sing?
Let's sing a little.
All right. Moon
River.
All right, let me just ask you this, because we were talking about steroids before,
Yes.
and you wanted to make a point that I kind of cut you off a little short on. Elaborate.
Yeah, it just goes back to the point that it's not what he does, it's why he does it, is basically the reasons I chose, you said, to compete. Why didn't you go further? Why didn't you do this? Why doesn't Kevin come back and compete? For a lot of us, one of the things is when I first got discovered by Joe Weider, just being discovered by Joe.
How old were you, first of all?
I was 21 when Joe.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is what happened. Up in Washington, I went to the Mr. Olympia in Chicago, I think it was, and I'm walking through the auditorium, and Joe Weider stops. Now that's a crowd. Sure. And he walks up and goes.
And you were nobody at the time.
Well, I was nobody in the sense of his eyes, because at that point, all I've done is the Natural Universe. I won that. Took second at the Nationals in powerlifting at the Worlds. Right. So I'm this kid that was 19, 20, 21, powerlifting, winning shows, bodybuilding, winning shows, but natural shows. Right. And then NPC shows in Washington. Sure. But to him, nobody. A face. He walked up to. He says, "I don't know who you are, son, but I need you on the magazines."
Really? That's like a story.
Oh no, it goes faster. 2 weeks later, I get a ticket. I'm flown to Cabo San Lucas. I'm doing a photo shoot with 7 women.
21.
Boom. I get back home to back to Seattle after that shoot and all that stuff. The magazine comes out.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa, that's different.
Which magazine? We talking about
Muscle Fitness.
Okay.
And it's my face.
You on the cover?
My face on the cover.
Oh my
face.
God. Just your face.
Just my face on the cover, and a glimpse of a girl behind me. Well, that's pretty darn cool, you know. First cover, there's shots of me inside. Second issue comes out a month later. It's me with 5 girls.
Oh, so they kept using all the pictures.
Kept using me again and again and again in a row. Nobody else.
They didn't tell you.
No. It's one of these things, and I get a call, and it's Joe. Mike, I want to keep using you, but I need you here. So let's fly you down here, set you up, put you under contract, and boom. I'm like, done deal. So I
you
get
moved-
down there.
That's how you moved to
That's
LA?
it. That's it. That's LA, down there, boom.
Like an Arnold story.
And that's why I said, okay, whatever I'm doing, up to this point, I'm doing it right.
So
because here's the thing. Who do you want? Do you want, and this is no disrespect, do you want 9 judges to say, you're the best? Or do you want Joe Weider and society to tell you the best?
Did Joe Weider say to you, don't get any bigger?
He said, no, don't change anything. Right now, I would take your physique over this person and this person. I won't say who they were. But I would take yours over that.
So Joe was a visionary. He knew back then that mainstream
It wasn't just
look
Joe, though.
was going to sell.
You got to remember, because then it was just instant. It was cover after cover for every single magazine.
How many
And it was
covers have you been on? Do you know?
Over 511.
500
and 11.
covers? Oh my God!
So you got to think this. It's since
I have to say this because this is history. My very first magazine is Muscular Development. I saw Mike in the cover, and from that day forward, I wanted to look like him.
Really?
So he knows that. Like I went to the Olympia, and I
You
got
failed
him.
though.
Hold on. Twins. You come on, you got to do the bicep shot.
You're crazy to even pose down next to this guy. You look like his son. You know.
So before you get off the subject, it was one of these things that it's all comes down to who do you want to get the praise from, or how do you want to make a living? What is it? What is your physique? And this is what I try to tell people. What are the judges looking for? I don't care. And I never cared what they looked for. I went into a show
That's
just
very
for what
mature.
I wanted.
Most people succumb to what
I agree.
what society says.
I agree that it's all about I want the title. I want the title. But I'm getting, first of all, money.
Yeah.
I'm getting not just him, but Robert Kennedy gave me one of the top 10 physiques ever in history.
Wow.
Next to Zane.
All right.
Next to Steve Reeves.
When you hear these
So
comments,
it's like
I
these
gotta
guys.
stop you. When you hear these comments, and you know I'm not taking any drugs, you got to say to yourself, and I'm sure people came up to you and said, Mike, if you do a little this, a little that, you'll be Mr. Olympia. I mean, with your genetics and your raw potential.
Nobody came up and did that.
No?
No. Because everybody just thought I was.
Oh,
they already thought I was on
but
drugs.
you must have said to yourself, if I ever did what all these other guys are doing, I would blow them all away.
But
You
this
never-
time, I'm seeing so much you don't even understand, and I saw so much as a kid. Because I'm not saying that I wasn't around drugs. I didn't see
Oh,
people
of
with
course,
steroids.
of
I saw my sister do steroids, and I saw what it did to her. I saw my brothers do steroids, and I saw what it did to them.
Right.
So I seen the downside. I saw the great side of it.
I got you.
You grow quick. It happens. Does it work? 100% does it work.
Sure.
Does it make you strong? For a period of time.
Right.
Do you get to keep everything that you get from it?
No.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
And I'm going, why would I work this hard day in and day out? Why would I train at 4 a.m. every day of my life for something I can't
How
keep?
come you get up at 4 a.m. to train? Just out of
Because
curiosity.
there's only 24 hours in a day.
Oh, you don't have enough time.
Don't have enough time. I got 4 to 6, and then I got to make my dreams come true. Boom, that's it. Everybody talks about other reasons. Is there other reason?
What do you go to bed 8 o'clock?
In bed by 8, asleep by 9.
But
Working on my dream.
In California,
6 o'clock,
you can
boom.
do that. You can't do that in New York.
No, I know you can't. You can't live it like that.
No.
But that's the reason why I got to a point where everybody else is trying to get to so quick that I didn't need to have to do anything else. So everything else was basically, what do I want to achieve? What does my body want to look like? And I always wanted to be like Steve Reeves or Frank Zane, these guys. And I want to keep it. So this is the point.
I can't believe that you don't say to yourself, man, I wonder how I would have done on the pro.
No, because it wasn't that. It wasn't the ego trip of, I need the Mr. Olympia title. To me, the 4-time Mr. Universe, to me, is better than anything else out there because I got 99% of society. And here's the thing. I'll go up on stage with any of the Mr. Olympias.
I know you like to do guest poses.
Yeah, I love that stuff. But no, I'll go up on stage with any of the Mr. Olympias today or past years or the future right now in the public where society is.
Right.
Because that's where that's
you're
who I want. That's
the most
who I want.
recognizable person in our fitness industry now, aside from Arnold.
Well, that being said, I mean, I guess business is going great. I'm not going to say
Arnold,
that.
I saw a picture of you in Gold's Gym with Arnold. Did you work out with him?
Yeah, I'm working out with him, and then he won a snake striker. He's a dog guy, so we were talking about that and stuff.
Well, let me ask you this question.
I've known Arnold forever.
Arnold.
He's
you know
great.
Arnold. He obviously likes you. Why wouldn't Arnold put you in the Terminator movie?
Because in the sense of the body of Terminator or something like that.
How about just as another?
I would never do that. I would never use the friendship in that sense.
Yeah, but why wouldn't he? You would think he'd say, "Look at this guy. He's a great talent. He's an actor. I'm a bodybuilder. He's a bodybuilder. Maybe I can help him out a little bit."
I don't know. That's not me, and that's not
I
our
know you would
relationship.
never ask.
And I would never ask that, and I wouldn't
but
want him to do that. Because I work. See, Patrick Knapp, his nephew, is my attorney.
Okay.
And so we're friends throughout the relationship and stuff, but it's like one of those things I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't take a hand-me-out.
Oh, if Arnold said to you, "I'm going to..."
No. Arnold said it. No. I ain't that. Yeah, I'd do it. Boys. But no, I mean, no. We don't do that, and it's one of those things that I mean, if he did it, great. But no, it's
Arnold. You can't say it. I can say it. Arnold. Put him in a movie. The guy needs a break. You get one break, and you know you're going to be in a million movies. Because I've seen you act.
Stuff.
You're a good actor.
Thank you. That's
Have you
nice,
taken lessons?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always got to study. Always study. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing. Why do I 4 to 6? People, why do you train so early? It's because we're acting. It's things. It's business. There's so much I do outside of the fitness world that's allowing me to live the dream.
You could do all that, cry on camera if you had to. And
yeah.
Like that? No problem.
No, it was just one of those things that you said earlier. Just kidding. So
I believe you.
Wow, he's a dork. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know her and believe.
But at least I'm not on Skype on my cell phone trying to call in, guys. Come on.
That's a question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
When you're working out, what do you do with your cell phone? Are you one of these guys that are?
Well, no. I lift differently. So I'm not a guy that speeds. I'll do my set, but I'm a heavy lifter, so I'll do a set and then wait 2-3 minutes. So I'll joke with the other guys, or I'll look at the phone or whatever. But yeah. Okay. I don't listen to music.
I don't either.
And when I'm lifting,
you like the old World Gym where they had no music?
No, there's no music at Gold's. I don't let music from 4 to 5. No music.
Oh, there isn't.
None.
I didn't know that.
No.
Oh, that's
What's
good.
up, baby?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
No music. Yeah, no. It's just so I can come in. We can lift.
Did you establish that with them?
Yeah, come on, baby.
Oh, I didn't know
That's
that.
my house.
Really?
Yeah.
So they turn off the music from Mike or her
4 to 6. 4 to 6.
Wow. So if you guys don't like music, go to the gym.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
No music at not at that
awesome.
time. No,
That's
so we
awesome.
do it. So again, and this is, I know we're talking about what I do and stuff, but this is for anybody that's listening to this. When you're doing the fitness world and you're trying to get shows, and what is it that you're really trying to do? And I'm saying this to everybody out there in the fitness world. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get titles? Or are you trying to make a career? Are you trying to make something or develop something? Because that's really where it comes down to. Because the girls were talking about this. Yeah. What are you going to do? You need more back. You got to hide your back. It goes down to the one girl was talking about how she can't do that at work because then it comes home with her if they suffer. This industry is a great industry. Don't let it chew you up. Make it what you want it. Make sense?
You've certainly done that. We're going to put you on hold for a second. We got questions for you, but I want to get to Kevin Jordan, who's been patiently holding for us. Kevin, you got your pro debut coming up this weekend in Chicago. You won the Junior Nationals there a number of years back. Talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling going into the show.
I feel good, Dave. First of all, I just want to say what's up. Thanks for having me. But I feel good. It's gonna be like a local show, hometown show, so it's not as stressful there. I'm a little relaxed. I don't feel as much stress. I'm excited. I'm ready to make my debut, so I'm ready to go.
Do you feel pressure, Kevin? Because obviously, you won the Nationals. A lot of people have been predicting big things for you ever since you won the Junior Nationals a number of years ago. This is obviously the first time you're going to get on a pro stage. It's been 2 years since you competed. What are you feeling inside? Is there pressure, or are you just saying, you know what, there is no pressure? I mean, I got no expectations.
It's weird, Dave. Honestly, I don't feel pressure at all. I mean, I feel the pressure that I put on myself. I want to win, but it's my first pro show, so I know it's something to gauge off of and go from there. But I don't feel too much pressure. I've had fun this whole prep. It's been amazing prep. It's been one of my best ones. So I definitely don't feel as much pressure as I did to turn pro, if that makes sense.
Right. What are you weighing going into this event?
I was 241 this morning, so I'll be about 10, probably about 12, 15 pounds heavier than Nationals.
That's very impressive. That's got to be exciting to you. Now I know you were really working your legs the last year and a half. Trying to put more size in them. Have you and Chad, achieved what you wanted to?
I think they're just a work in progress. It's one of those things where, I'm going to have to hammer it out. I'm already making plans for this off season. This prep, I kind of fell back in love with training, and it's going to be a work in progress. One of the things that kind of that affects me is the fact that my upper body just responds so well. I mean, my shoulders and arms grow like looking at weights. So it's just going to be a matter of catch up, but there's no doubt in my mind that I'll be able to achieve that balance. And I think we've definitely made improvements, but I mean, they can always be better,
Now, Now, you've been all over the world with GAT Nutrition. Obviously, they've been sticking behind you for the last couple of years. Obviously, that's going to make the journey a little easier when you have a supplement company that believes in you.
It's awesome. It's a great feeling. Like you said, I've gotten to travel all over and meet fans of the sport just like myself. It's amazing, man. Some of the things that I've done, I've had some of the best moments of my life traveling around with this company, and they support me 100%. They take care of me, and they make great products, which is, different from a lot of other companies. I actually use their products. So it's a good feeling, and they're backing me 100%. I actually just filmed a workout for them earlier today. So it's awesome. It's definitely motivating for me.
Now, I remember back in the 90s when I was bodybuilding full-time, the biggest thing I had to worry about when I woke up in the morning was, am I going to tan first or am I going to go to the gym first? And it kind of takes a lot of the pressure off you, and it enables you to really focus on being the best you can be. Do you like having kind of like a free day for yourself in the sense that you can kind of plan your day and eat right and rest and train? When you obviously taking the pressure off you, the supplement company by backing you takes that pressure off of you.
Yeah, it's definitely a totally different feeling. I still work, but I literally worked like maybe 3-4 hours a day, and that's training clients in the gym. So it was basically like I had free reign to do whatever I want. It made a huge difference. I could train when I wanted. I would get double sessions in. If I didn't feel rested from the night, I could sneak a nap in, get my food done throughout the day. So it was definitely a big stress reliever, and not to mention financially, just the help they give you there. So it was definitely great. I think that definitely played a role in this prep.
For the upcoming show, obviously, you're going to be squared off against guys like Kim Williams, Michael Lockett, Brad Rowe. The list, goes on and on. Does that intimidate you at all, or are you just kind of focused on yourself at this point?
Not really. They're all great guys, all good bodybuilders. John's an amazing bodybuilder. Kim's a freaking monster. I know that's your guy. He's one of my buddies, too, so I've been talking to him back and forth. But not really intimidated. I just, honestly, it's a weird feeling. I don't know what to expect. I'm excited. I do get a little nervous thinking that I may get overlooked in some sense, but that's one of those things where I just got to come out and just impress the judges. But as far as intimidation, no. I'm just more excited and ready to get it on.
Well, you got the hometown advantage there, so that always works to your advantage, no traveling on your part. Let me give us a little preview. Hit a couple shots for us. Give us some double bicep, lat spread, most muscular.
I don't know if you'll be able to see him. I'm in my kitchen.
Lift that arm up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You look enormous to me, I think you've put a lot of size on since the Nationals.
Yeah, I've been trying. We started adding, Chad, you know how Chad is. He kind of killed me this prep. We started adding carbs on Monday, and today's been a pretty fun day. So just kind of letting it all soak in and just trying to relax from here on out. So, hopefully it's weird. Like you said, I've added size. When I look at myself, I feel like I'm just like a physique dude or something. I feel tiny. But it's one of those things where you got to just let that go. I know bodybuilding is not just big building, it's the complete package. So having the symmetry and the conditioning, I think we're in a good spot. So I feel confident.
Well, good luck this coming weekend at the Chicago Pro, and hopefully we'll see you in the winner's circle.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me on. Thanks a lot.
Kev. Good talking to you. All right, Mike, what did you think? Were you impressed with Kevin Jordan?
Yeah, nice guy, man, and he's doing it right. He's talking about how he's going in the best way he can look, and he's right, man. It's all about how you look and creating a physique that you want. So he's got the right approach.
Absolutely, we've watched him grow from a little fledgling bodybuilder into a superstar. Johnny, do we have questions for Mike? I know you told me there's 1 million of them, so 1 million. Give us like a good 5, the best 5. All right, in a minute. Mike, talk to me a little bit about some of the other projects you got coming up.
Wow. Where do we go? Well, right now, basically, I'm just traveling.
Do you have a full schedule for the rest of the year?
Yeah, the year it's crazy with guest posting, too.
Is it hard traveling every weekend?
It was. It gets easier. Obviously, when you move up, things happen, and the traveling's easier. The food's there, the first class is there, the cars are there, so they get you there, you're taken care of, and I get motivated. Mm-hmm. I don't get tired. I get motivated and more motivated off of traveling, meeting people, and just traveling the world. So
what about personal relationships? Is it tough on that?
I was single for a few years there, so I was just kind of chilling and doing my thing and living life and stuff. And now I got somebody that works. It's crazy. the schedule's worked. She's up at 4 a.m. Mona is with
Yeah.
me. We're training. We get that done by 6. And I don't know how well you know her, but this is like a full-on businesswoman. You know, she's got her restaurant. She's got other businesses.
Right.
She's working with these high fashion clothing companies. And
How do you
stuff.
guys have time to see each other?
She really helps out a lot because
I get yelled at by my wife because I work too much, and you're traveling all over the place.
You know what? Our whole life is work, but work is fun.
Right.
So everything is we're creating this thing, this teamwork, and it really comes down to us working together on pretty much everything. And she's a New Yorker, so
Right.
she's one of these people that she doesn't need the nap.
Right.
You know, so I'm napping on the plane, and she's still doing her work.
Right.
So
you guys go back and
works.
forth? Is that how it works?
Yeah. We got a place in New York and a place in LA.
that
So,
works.
and then yeah.
You know what? If you do the same thing and you're in the same circles, sometimes it makes it a little easier. Do you find that you've dated people in the past where they just didn't get your whole lifestyle and they were out of that lifestyle and it didn't mesh?
No, what I was doing was I was dating girls before, and now I'm dating a woman, someone that's just a complete difference. You know, the girls were, let's go play, and there's no future of anything. Right. Where this girl's like, no, there's things to do. We got to do this, and this, because this leads to that. And it's somebody that's tough, but it's great because
it's a different mindset.
It's a different mindset. It's a different world for me because I've never. I liked the girl that was, I was dating girls that were like, let's have fun and whatever.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Threw my girl voice in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. So, anyways, like I was saying, when I was dating those girls, So now it's a complete difference. It's anytime I start going, okay, I'm sitting back a little bit, and I see her going, that motivates me, and I'm like, hold up, because it's a fun. It's teamwork, but it's also competition because she's killing it.
Right, but you're exposed, especially when you're in the Hollywood scene, to a lot of beautiful women, and I'm sure they come on to you because you're a good-looking guy.
Girls be poaching.
Yeah. So, how do you deal with that? How do you say to yourself and separate yourself from that? Because some of these girls are really, they come on strong.
So what I've done is I've completely eliminated contact with a lot of the outside stuff. So it gets funneled. Now, I got a business now, so I got people that are taking a lot of the emails and calls and stuff like that.
So
and
you
get
don't
funneled
feel
through.
you're not texting people directly.
Yeah, so it's harder to get to me. So that does save a lot. And then and she's always traveling with me, so it doesn't get rid of that temptation or that craziness.
I'm not even talking about your temptation because you're a good guy. I know that. I'm talking about these women that just aggressively, pursue you. I mean, what do? You just like, it's one thing to get rid of a fat, ugly girl, but when you got like Hollywood,
I don't think you got a long enough show for this. Yes, no.
This is what people want to know.
They want to know.
Yes.
How do you? No. I got my dog.
Yeah.
That's it. I just
your
pet my dog. Sorry, ma'am.
That's a chick magnet. That dog.
Yeah, it does. It's worse. I'm getting that's more damage. No, it's just I stay focused right now. It's just stay focused and. You can kind of see them coming from a mile away. And I realize something now, too. As you grow older, you mature. I'm still hoping to mature. But, but I see the bigger picture. When we were young and when I got into this industry, the one thing that happened to me, and I think this happens to a lot of people, and I'm glad it happened to me at that time. I'm glad I had failure in the sense of I made $1 million within the first 3-4 years.
Wow, that much.
And I lost it.
You did?
I did. I lost it to a father figure that was like investment banking and doing this kind of stuff. So just invest in me.
Money.
Yeah. And they stole my money. And it's harsh to say, it crushed me when he snagged it and it was gone. But if that never happened, I think I would have been a completely different person at this stage because I don't think I would have been able to deal with the success or the fame that I have because I got hit so hard like that.
What'd you do when you lost all that money?
Oh, it drained me for a couple of years, but then I lost my dad. And my dad said, he goes, when he was dying, and this will just tear you, he goes, I'm dying, but you're dead. He says, a real man can make $1 million, lose it, and make it back. Go live your life. Because right now, and I was like, you're talking to my dad. My dad was dying of cancer, and he was at home, hospice. And he said that to me, and I never thought about the $1 million again. In the sense of destroying my life.
Sure.
I just went right back out and started working again.
Look at Ed Connors. Ed Connors lost a ton of money and then came back and owned
and did it again. So that I think that just that kind of stuff, and at this stage of my life, I know what it's about and I know what I want, and it's just nothing. Just I'm focused, and I'm focused on me, and it's So there's nothing going to take me off of that. And I got a good teammate now with her.
Obviously, yeah, you do. Stick with her.
Yeah.
She'll take you.
Yeah.
She'll take you places.
Yeah.
She'll take you places. Do you want to have kids ever?
You know, I never did because I never had the girl that I could see raising something. And now it's like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Little Mike O'Hearn.
Little superhero.
Wow.
Little Titan. Little Thor.
I like that.
Yeah.
Johnny?
How hard was it to train your dog, such as walking the treadmill and being so good?
People are fascinated with the dog walking on the treadmill. How
Yeah,
did you do
so
that?
when the puppy was about 6 months old, I have a gym at home, and I was on the treadmill, and Stryker kept looking at me, and next thing I know, she keeps trying to get up there with me, and I finally scooted over and pulled her up there and started walking her slowly. I do notice this, my dogs, the girls walk fine on treadmills. My boy did not walk well on the treadmill. No, my big boy Elvis was just like, why is the floor moving? I do not get this. So just anybody that has pups, start them on a treadmill as a young puppy. It's the greatest thing in the world. They get the exercise they need.
There you go. You asked, you got it.
So
next
it
question.
was not too hard.
Considering you're taking over-the-counter stacks, does that mean you're still natural?
Are you still
Pro
natural?
hormones?
Well, I don't know if you don't take pro hormones, do you?
No, it's protein, foods.
So yeah, are you a big believer in supplements though?
I do. Here's the funny thing though. I believe in it. I can't get my girl to take anything.
Well, you said she eats junk food.
She
you told me,
she was
she's
up
ripped.
there earlier.
She's more ripped than you and I are. Yeah.
She totally fibbed. The girl trains 4 days a week, doesn't do cardio, and eats chocolate. So it's like.
But she deadlifts.
But she deadlifts a lot.
All
She
right.
deadlifts, squats. Since we've been dating, if she's going to work out with me, it's going to be lifts.
Unbelievable. You actually work out with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
That's hard. I never wanted to do that. Isn't that
No?
like work for you? Because you got to take the weights off and everything like that?
No. We use all the reps.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we
Okay.
just use.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's
Okay. All right. That's acceptable.
it's 4 a.m, so we can
That's
get all
true.
the
There's no
weights.
one in the gym.
Yeah, so. Yeah, she puts on the weights. I'm rested.
Right? That's
She goes, no, you save your strength, you Americans.
Yeah, that's the Eastern European.
Yeah. When we were back in Russia, it's that kind of thing. I know.
Romania was even harder.
I know. So,
Johnny? Oh, sit.
Yeah, we got a good one on Facebook's question from Tom Hatchman. He says he saw your squat that you did with incredible power during the heyday of your career. Can you run through us the proper squat technique? He says that it's an important exercise and many lifters do incorrectly, and if you could demonstrate in studio.
I think I can demonstrate. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, so first point is this. Understand the difference in squats. That's the biggest point. And here's the thing about injuries and squats is, I don't know if you can see my knees.
Yeah, Johnny can adjust that camera.
Can adjust
Hold
it.
on.
You
Come down front. Yeah, come down front.
Done deal. All right. We're going to be right here?
Yeah. So now,
Look at that booty. I can be a bikini girl right now.
just hide your back,
All
Mike.
right, so first thing that most people do is when they squat is they break the knees like this.
That's
That
not
is
right?
Not a squat.
Really?
A squat is a full body. If you look at this, this is what you're doing. So the first movement on a squat is sitting back because the power comes from the ass and the hamstrings.
Absolutely.
This is where the power comes from. Here, sitting back, into it, coming down in.
Look at that form.
Okay.
Look at that form. Mona's
Drive
looking
it
at his
home,
butt.
drive it
I'm looking
home.
at the form.
All right, there you go. So that's one. That's how the power squat is performed. Also, it's a lower bar, so that way the body works together. You do not need to do it like this. Everybody tries to put the bar up high and squat here. See what's happening?
Ah, yeah.
Now, so everybody learns differently as
Sure.
kids, but there's a difference on why you squat the way you squat. There's a bad squat like a.
What's your belief, though? A lot of people say not, and I don't believe this either, but a lot of people say don't squat because it's going to thicken your waist. Now, you don't have a thick waist. Is that just bull?
There's nobody that's squatted as heavy as I have for as long as I have.
Right.
Nobody. Not you, Ed. Not Ed Cohen either. It's
Why do
30
people have
years
that misnomer?
because it's one of these things. Here's the thing. They think you can change your genetic or your portion shape or you're developing. When I cut down, I have a tiny little hips and waist.
You do. Yeah.
And it's 30 years of doing this. It's just one of those things that it's a misconception, and you got people that are going, well, of course it is. If you put your feet out wide, you go wide, and it gets a thicker hips.
Do you think it has anything to do with the performance-enhancing drugs people are taking, that it's thickening the waist rather than the actual movement itself?
Yeah, because I go back to the point of a lot of the guys I've been around, People like that. When I grew up, I always took second at the Nationals and at Worlds in powerlifting because I was going against a guy named Bull Stewart.
I remember.
Remember Bull Stewart?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what he looked like?
He was huge.
Dude, we were both 242. I'm a 19, 20-year-old kid, and this guy's a man in a sense. And I'm sitting there looking at him. And for you guys that don't know this guy, he looked like Ronnie Coleman when he won the Olympia, but he was a power lifter, tiny little hips and waist, and he was squatting 815 and deadlifting 815. Now, again, for you guys that don't know, this is 80 FPA, which is drug-free powerlifting at the time.
That's crazy.
And that's what we were lifting at.
How old were you?
I was 19, 20. Yeah, and I could not beat this guy.
Yeah, well, you had a lot of disadvantages.
But in the sense, I saw something and I was like, that's the body I want.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm still looking at and competing in bodybuilding shows, and I'm winning the teenage show and the men's show the same day, but I'm still thinking of that guy. So,
all right, Johnny, last question. Sid, last question for Mike.
What's a typical breakfast for Mike?
Typical breakfast for Mike. Do you eat before you train? Before in the morning?
Yeah. Here's a couple things. I don't believe in fasting. I don't believe in fasting cardio. I don't believe in anything like that. I don't think, in the reason again, I'm talking longevity and trying to do this for the long haul, or even just for if somebody wants to get in shape for a show in 12 weeks, you can do that, but don't cause trauma to your body by doing it.
Sure.
So when they see me at 3 o'clock, do you fast before you weight lift? I don't fast before I do anything.
So you get up early.
I
and
eat
cook
before
food?
I have sex.
What do you?
So you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't fast.
What do you eat in the morning?
2 cups of oatmeal dry.
Dry. How do you get it down?
Dude, it's so good. When you guys got to
You
try it
just
on the
chew it
show.
out of the can?
A little water, boom, done. 2 cups.
Oh, you're hardcore.
Yeah. And then I have Romanian eggs.
Cooked by your Romanian girlfriend?
Pretty much anything.
How
cooked by
many
her
eggs will you
Romanian.
eat in the morning?
I'll eat 10 eggs and 2 yolks.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's...
Yeah. And I'll have that at 3:15, and I'm training weights by 4
scramble
o'clock.
that, or you just drink it?
Darling, how do you fix that? With my martini?
Well, how come you don't cook the oatmeal if you eat the eggs cooked?
I just like it. Man, trust me, every viewer today is going to go tomorrow and try it, and they're going to go, he's right, put a little cinnamon, a little Splendor in there, eat the oatmeal dry.
Really?
So good.
And it doesn't like make you all parched inside?
It's good.
And you drink a lot of water before you train?
I do.
Because you wake up dehydrated, right?
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
And so you're eating that at 3. You're at the
I
gym
mean,
by
at
4, and you're banging under the weights,
boom,
huh?
done, slamming it. Slamming heavy weights
You've got
at
some
4.
serious discipline, I got to tell you.
Or mental issues. Combination of both.
Yeah. Were you resistant to this training schedule, Mona, when you first met him? Yeah. You had to be. You don't get up at 4 in the morning. You're in the restaurant business. You sleep late, right?
No, actually, I was up with the time change from New York to LA. It was 6 for me, 6 in the morning. So I was
she said with the time change, she was all messed up.
I don't remember you being difficult to get over to 4 a.m.
She just wanted to impress you. So
she's trying to fight it now. It's an argument. We're going to have an argument after this. We're going to have this out.
Mike, I can't thank you enough for stopping by.
Oh, man, no.
It's always
Great
a
stuff.
pleasure. And good luck this weekend with the training at Bev's. And then, of course, we'll see you at the Team Universe. And we'll
see you guys.
see how you're
Thanks
doing
for having
out
me
there.
on here.
Very welcome. All right, guys. The show was probably the longest show we've ever done, but we had some great guests. I want to thank all our guests, John Delarosa, Kevin Jordan, Mike O'Hearn, Mona Murison, and, of course, the Blockman sisters. Until next week, we are out of here. See you later.